Hey y'all, what's going on? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Hope you all having a great week and a great Sunday. I myself having a good day. I'm here giving you a live before I go to work today. And yes, I am back for a while now. Y'all know I was watching Love Island, I was reviewing it, and then after that I just took a little break. I went on vacation a little bit. I got a vacation coming up this week, going to Florida. So I'll tell you all about that when I come back. But I wanted to give y'all this live to talk about these three reality shows. Um, Love is Blind, Married at First Sight, The Ultimatum. Tell you about how I feel about each one of these shows, general thing. I want this to be a conversation, or anything y'all want to talk about, we could talk about as well on this. Hey. Yes, hold up, I'm about to get my thing. You beat me to it. You know, I do that. Hey y'all, shine bright like a diamond. You're beautiful like diamond in the sky. Look how I'm shining and stuff. I gotta get my hair cut and everything, but whatever. But yes. Hey Empress, how you doing, boo? What's up, Mizzies? Joy. Hope you welcome. Yeah, it's been a minute. Did I say, well, what happened to Mizzle? So like that. Oh, thank you for CM if you listening or you watching it, checking for me and see how I'm doing. I'm doing well, I'm here. And I'm just hanging in there, so like that. I just had to take a little mental break and stuff like that from little thing. But we're gonna get back to the program. When I get back from the trip, we're gonna get back to the program. We're gonna have more scheduled lives and stuff like that. We gotta go back to the book review, book listening reviews. We're gonna go do that again. Gotta catch the replay. Just stop and say, "All right, boo. All right." We'll catch more of the book reviews, listening sessions, because I do have the next book already set up. It's just that we got to start doing that. When we come back, we're going to talk about some social topics. So there's topics that's going on social media and whatnot that I want to give my opinion about things, and I want to get your opinions on things, like especially for the or debate with the women and bi man, that whole debate. Also with the no do-rags and bonnets and historically HBCU University or HBCU policy. I want to talk about that a little bit, and some other stuff that's going on as well, dating talk and all that stuff. So yes, you will get Mizzle point of view coming up for that. I hope y'all join me for that, because that's will be a perfect thing, because I want your opinions on that things as well as when I talk about it as well. So when we come back, we're going to do a Mr. Social Corner and talk about a lot of things. And yes, we get down into the nitty and gritty stuff. And then we're going to continue on our rest of the shows. I do want to do like a reality show blitz of some of the other shows I watched that I don't really particularly review that much, or I have reviewed and I just haven't been doing that much. With the Real Housewives of Atlanta, with Well, because I don't think I really gave you my last opinions about the show. Bell Collective, Put a Ring on It, Heart and Hustle Houston. So I might do a little blitz on some of those shows. Morning, CM Boo. How you been? How you doing? You still aggravating people? Yes, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the videos. I'm here. So, hope you get some rest. Sunday is rest day, but you know, sometimes you can't rest when you have children and stuff like that. You always gotta be on. But you know, we just gonna be told. We just gonna have a general chat. It's not so much of a view on view and view. And those folks, old salty selves. I know that's right. Child, it'll stay bad. Child, you can't freaking take disagreements and debates back and forth without me. And it's crazy, like how people be hear people's opinions or read people's opinions and get so salty about somebody's opinion. It's like, it's their opinion. Whether you like it, agree or not, you have to be all upset about it. You go start the name calling, you start throwing the insults, you start all this extra stuff, get upset and mad. I mean, it is what it is. Even with some of these shows, like the Love Island, oh my gosh, that's another thing. Is like, let's start with that first, because you know, I was reviewing it for a while, and then the last week of that show, I just was over it. I was over it. I was not really paying attention to a lot of things. I didn't even watch, normally I watch Family Day because I wanted to see what the families have to say, how they view things. I skipped that. I skipped a lot of dates. That freaking final episode, the finale episode, the dates, I just kind of like just blew past that whole freaking thing. I just skipped over a lot of the scenes to see who the winner is and then and whatnot. Let me see. I'd be so happy with Entree's. Well, I've had to deal with season 7 of Love Island fans. Oh, child! Ooh, is that bad, huh? So I kind of just like went off with that. And then the reunion is coming up on the 31st. I don't even know I'm going to even watch it that much or give you a review of it. I'll probably see it, skim it, and give my little inputs in here and there. But at the end of the day, this season was horrible season compared to the last 3 seasons. Last 2 seasons I watched, season 6, 7. Season 6 is still my best season. And I do want to watch season 5. And season 6 has been my best season. Season 7 was horrible. Season 8 was a trash. And hope season 9, what I want people in Love Island the production do is not start catering to the fans too damn much. A 9 call date was so cute, and Melanie don't listen. Child. Now, yeah, she did have a fairy tale. She had a fairy tale thing because she always be talking about fairy tale, which is nice and cute and all, but we need to start getting the reality that life is not fairy tale. But they just set her day up. They're cute. But based on the dates, I could already tell who was going to win. How they set the dates up. They gave Kata and Zach the trash ass date. I said, oh no, I would be upset. I said, how you gonna give me some freaking jet ski, whatever the thing is, Zoom pass, they get all that frizzy thing in my hair, and then get on the beach and sit that freaking dusty, funky behind desert with some freaking tables and chair with freaking hard ass bread and some freaking whatever meat they had on that thing and call that a day. I said, oh yeah, y'all 4th place. I already do that. I was like, damn, they treat you horrible with the dates. And then for real, right? They said be happy, right? And I already know Melanie and Sincere would have been on 3rd place. They that's a day I would like. I would like to like in a nice boat. Nah, I can't swim and everything, but that was a nice little date. Well, a nice boat, sit around, drink a little bit, talk like things, like somebody drive the boat, and we could just chit chat and enjoy the weather, enjoy the breeze. That was a nice, cute date, but I could tell there was not top quality tier. Now, Anaya and Carl was 2nd place, and like I said, it was like they had the fairy tale sit down, they had the fairy tale book, all that stuff, the storyline, and everything. It was cute. It was whatnot. So I said I was 2nd place. The 1st place, like I said, they put a lot of effort into the Bryce and Trinity thing. What they had, they do sit down date, and then they had the dancers, and they had a heart with the flames. I said, oh yeah, they went on after that. That's the winners. They're the winners. I said that's the winners right there. And then they didn't do the thing that they normally do when somebody get them 100K and then they decide they want to split or keep all the money for themselves. I would say I wouldn't want a season that somebody would keep the money for themselves. It was so freaking talk of the moment, but I don't think in the history so far that anybody will took the money for themselves. Could have been talked about, but it is what it is. I mean, this is a reality TV show. Let anything possible. People get over it. It would be talked about. People get over it, but that's that. And also another thing, why I said I don't want them to keep catering to the fans too much. They changed their voting in the last finale to make the call for to stay to the finale because KC and TT wouldn't have beat Kata and Zach for the top 4, final 4 spot if they didn't change the voting. I mean, it is what it is because I didn't vote at all. I don't got to. I didn't vote because by the time the voting happened, I watched the episode right after everybody watched it. So because I be at work and stuff. But not only that, I also want productions to know what they're doing. Like when y'all fail to capitalize on what things that came from under your thumb, like the Nicolandria and then the PPG, all that stuff like that came out that was organic, and then y'all would try to recreate that. And these fans obviously seeing that y'all trying to recreate that, and it's like we don't want y'all to be long term. If they didn't change it, I think they probably would. Because when they became like the top, when Kata and Zach was upset that they didn't get especially Kata, then they got beat over them. I think if they would have kept it like that, I think they probably would have. But when they made that voting change, it was obviously going to be the court four because they said, "Oh, wait, 4 people, 4 couples that we want the court four." In my opinion, I think it would, but it probably could have been still possible that they couldn't with it. But I think they probably would if they didn't change it. But I just don't want them to keep catering to the fans and keep changing things because that's what y'all want. Nah, do what you want, and that's that. Another thing I did like this season, they didn't do much eliminations. They kept a lot of people there for a while that they needed to be there, and they barely have any bombshells. I said, well, season 9, hope y'all change a lot of this stuff. Don't start doing that. Now I kind of threw them out. Train of thought. Oh, y'all try to create the things like the with the organic of the PPG. We know y'all were trying to recreate that in season 7 when Alandria, Shelley, and Hutter, but that didn't work out because Hutter showed her whole behind. Dusty trick. Show her whole behind, so that didn't happen. Then that's season 8. The core 4 happened. So season 9, we want to know that the fans love the core 4. So we're gonna have people go. Even the people cast members know what the trailer's gonna be. They're gonna try to recreate that too. To have another core 4 happening in solidarity and stand together. As long as you're likable, that is what it is. But and then you had the little mini Vicky Andreas couples happening. But as long as they be authentic, I just want to be just to be authentic, not being overproduced, not trying to show, not produce yourselves, not to show producing too much, and just don't care about what the fans say and just let it be. And go back what it used to be because yes, Love Island still go rise because it's again a popular show, it's a popular franchise. So no, I don't see the viewership going down anytime soon. But when you're gonna start losing people, especially the hardcore fans, when you start doing, you go away from the formula that would brought people into the show in the first place. You're gonna start losing it. It's gonna rise because of the name brand itself. But most long-term watchers groups were always going for core 4 because they turned on Kenzie and Casey irked them. If it was TT by herself or with Melanie. Oh, okay. Yes. And yes, you're right. Melanie don't listen. Because it's like that's what I'm saying. I guess why other people don't really like be upset. Because I said at the end of the day, yes, everybody was going so hard on Casey. Understand his actions, but y'all really go too hard on him and not on Sincere. And I'm saying, let's at the end of the day, yes, he messed up and he's young. And I have to realize, we all have to realize that these are 22 something people in their early 20s. A lot of them not going to be fully developed yet in their mindset, how they handle things and everything. So what I don't get upset with this company shows. A lot of people does. And I understand that there is social things happening and we probably reminded of what we went through and stuff. But I want us to take a step back and not be too upset about things, especially with the Star Wars. Like, and it's crazy. I'm sorry, there's folks were over Sincere, Casey, and Kenzie. They were like, "How do we get it up?" Chad. Yes, yes. And I would say, I like so we understand Sincere is really hard and like really it's the most diabolical man there, but he didn't get that much heat. And the only why I think that is because he chose Melody. And I think that's another thing that I have people seeing that as long as you chosen, you start overlooking a lot of those disrespect. And I see that in real time too. People want to be chosen. Unless you chose me, I'm happy I could deal with the disrespect a little bit. And to a certain extent, and then they get too much, and then I had to leave. But a lot of people don't leave right away. They stay. And sometimes it creates a detrimental to yourself to stay in a toxic relationship because you get chosen or you don't want to start over. It's uncomfortable to start with a new person. People are careful as the folks in the UK pass from me. Yes. Because people was getting hated on the show. And that's it also shows that the mentality of racism that's happening or the hate that happening on these shows because people's like, yeah, we're going hard on certain kind of people And you have to realize that this is contestants just like everybody else, and y'all causing them to pass away and to lose their lives because how y'all putting them or going into. I was like, yes, there are people who are messed up, and you rightfully so be upset. But to go that far, no matter who they are, is like, no. Just let it be. Say what you gotta say your piece, curse them out when they want to curse them out, and then let it be. Don't even go on the DMs, don't even do all that extra stuff, try to dox them. Like, that's too much. A lot of fans go too hard. And like I said, a lot of people who watch the show, if you defending Casey, defending Knight, y'all both all right. You defend a lot of people all right. It's like, I don't think a lot of people's opinions was wrong. It's just that nobody don't want to hear the other people's side. They just want to stick with their side and just F everybody else. And if you don't go along with what you say, your opinion's wrong, you trash, you don't watch the show, you don't this. I said, how you know they didn't watch the show? They watch the same show as you watch the show. Just because you got one point of it doesn't mean they have to get the same point as you. Now I would say somebody didn't watch the show if they say like something like, let's see, they say Trinity and TT dumping. No, they didn't touch hands. Then I said, what show do you watch? We didn't watch no baddies here. We didn't watch baddies. Like, we know they went back and forth, but did somebody go out the phone and say, oh, they was dumping on the show, y'all? I said, now you didn't watch the show. But no, so let's just hopefully season 9 we don't get too much of the catering to the fans too much. Go back to what it was. Bring bombshells in. These couples need to stop being so locked in. They know the formula. I guess the people who watch the show now know how to play the game. So I'm not gonna spoil too much. I'm gonna stick lock in, and fans go eat it up. Oh my gosh, they stay together. And also, I don't like that whole point of it's just if you're OG, you're better than anybody else, or and also I don't want to cast the girls think they better than OGs. Like all this whole mindset that y'all think y'all better than each other. No, y'all all in here for the same reason. And I don't think because you're OG, you're better. You deserve to stay here for long, but you deserve to win over someone who's like a bombshell or a caster. Because sometimes some of the people in the bombshell caster are probably have better personalities than people who are OGs. But whatever. I just want to know. And then also with this whole eliminate people of a stand. Don't get me wrong, it's rightfully so. But I need y'all to do a better job of vetting, please. But sometimes it's hard to not to control people who hold videos in and wait till someone get on the show and then you drop it out. That's hard to vet. But the last person who got eliminated, it wasn't hard because it was on her page. So I don't know how y'all missed that, but I don't know what that happened. Yeah, Costa Girls versus Winter Girls always happen. The Costa Girls folks gotta do more to stay. Yes. And then they treat them, and then also another mindset, they treat them like they freaking side piece. I said, first of all, yes, people are kind of locked in, but they're not boyfriend, girlfriend, so they're trying to treat them like hoes, all that stuff. I said, nah, that's too much, y'all. Y'all really do way too much on quality people there. And yes, Winter Girls have to, or not, Costa Girls have to do more because they come late in the game. So they gotta try to do as much as possible to try to get into it. And a lot of people, but I just want contestants, the fans is just let it be because we all are human beings. We all this that, and I know most is going to happen. That's what I'm saying. These people are 20-something years, so we all know the jealousy is going to happen. We want to know things are going to happen. We want to know stuff's going to come about. So I just want us to be mindful of the age range and like that. Now, if these people was in 30 plus, acting the way they acting on there, I said, you know what? No, that deserves the trash. Not the hate and all that stuff like that, but the trash that y'all go get. Because come on, at some point you gotta grow up. Now, production putting a tight lip on who's doing interviews and whatnot and controlling the interview because I think they didn't want what happened last season to let certain people get away of not showing up. Because last season it was too much interviews and people say a lot of things, a lot of drama was happening, and it came to be. This season they try to cut down on that, so people ain't do much interviews that much. And I don't know, maybe it's a safe way for them to get them to be on the villa. And then also maybe they more controllable because some people, when you start learning how production plays, you gonna start realizing you can't play me. I can't you're just not gonna do everything I want. You think they will have most of these folks on Beyond the Villa? I think that's what it's coming to be. Now, I go watch Beyond the Villa because I barely watched Beyond the Villa season 6. That was my favorite season, and I listened to reviews of season 7 Beyond the Villa, but I didn't. I don't think I think that's the play because they didn't like that Nick and I don't know. In production standpoint, they didn't like that the big heavy hitters that was part of the show did not do Beyond the Villa, like Ace and Shelly, Nick, Alandria. Was it the Huda? Yeah, Huda wasn't on it either, right? Was she? No, she wasn't. The other players was on it, but yes, the big heavy hitters that was talked about on the season was not on the show Beyond the Villa. So I don't know if Dave's tight-lipping that so they could control the narrative, bring more people back. And this season was weird. You're right. This season was definitely weird with Love Island because I said I don't know what they're doing. Yes, I understand that. I understand that, and that's rightfully so. Don't you know her wrong. And at the point that she said she's so big now, she don't really care about Love Island anymore. She just washed all that stuff out of her bio, of anything Love Island related. And they don't want another person like that happen. So I said, y'all production need to get y'all to act together and whatnot. Because that was your it girl. But no, y'all wouldn't play that. So she showed y'all behind. So I think they are controlling that most of the, and I think most of them probably will show up. I don't know, but if they announce it, we'll see. Of course, Beyond the Villa would not be Beyond the Villa without the core 4. So they got to have all 4 of the girls, and hopefully they partners. If they still together with their partners at that time, be in it. If not, then let's see their lives. They still will need to see the core 4. So say definitely didn't need to be filmed. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. I didn't want to see her anyway. But though heavy hitters on last season wasn't on Beyond the Villa, so they trying to skin it down with the interviews and whatnot, be selective who go be interviewing and what. And then also Babbitt's telling them what they can say and what they cannot say and what they can answer and what can answer. I could be surprised they would. It'd be because they probably are trained over some of the answers. Because when you get some of the answers, they know what to say. So I was like, yeah, probably production really telling these people, no, don't say this, don't talk about this, that, keep this to yourself also, and whatnot. And so hopefully next season, the cast and our production don't do too much, don't be overproducing because they know what's going to work. They know they want to recapture the things like the core 4 stance, all that stuff. They're going to try to recapture all that stuff again. So and we as fans not stupid. We know what y'all trying to do. Go back to what it was. Yes, the numbers going to rise up. It going to bring more eyes to the show. And also, let people watch the show. If more guys watching and more people watching it, it's all because the popularity of the show is increasing. So it's going to be more eyes. There's going to be more opinions. It's not just for one particular kind of group. Yes, more one group was watching it most. But as it get popular, more eyes come to the show. Y'all know that, and that's how the thing goes. So don't get upset with other people watching now and giving their opinions. Just ignore it, say your piece, and go there. Less people want to talk to you and trying to come in your comments and try and give you little paragraphs about shit like that. And I said, no, you keep that to yourself. I will mute you or I'll just go somewhere else. I ain't going back and forth. We ain't going back and forth. But that was my thing with my Love Island. I just hopefully when season 9 comes, they better vet. They don't cater to the fans too much. They keep what they used to be. Do more elimination. Bring them go on shelves. Do great thing. And that's what it is. And let the cast be very organic to themselves. But as more the season going by, people going to start overproducing because they know what's the game. They know the game is how to be won. Like that. When it got blew up at the end of season 5 and season 6, it got blew up like that. People got more eyes going on. And I said, okay, if I'm going on Love Island, I could do this. I can do that. And we as fans could see that. So it was like, we don't want that to happen. But this season was off. That's what I say. It's the point that I didn't really have no favorites. you know, I have a favorite. I had some. Oh my gosh, I would follow this person, to follow this person. I think the only people I did follow, I think Sean. I don't care what nobody said. I like Sean. And did I follow Soul? To be honest, I don't know because I don't see no they don't post about them anyway. So congratulations to Trinity and Bryce for winning. I don't believe that relationship that much, but hey, y'all like it. It is what it is. Hopefully, Melanie's wake up. I know they dating right now. Melanie said he going to see her. I don't know if she's going to see him. I wouldn't even go to see him. I said, you come and see me. If you serious about it, you come and see me. Come to LA and see me, date me, and stuff like that. And hopefully he's going to go by. I won't be surprised. I like Sean. I like Corbin when he wasn't AI. Yes. And I love the core for woman. Yeah. I didn't really care for Kate and Zach. I like Kayla when she first came in, but then she started like that. But she's not that bad. I just didn't like her dealing with that. And then that whole piece that if Contessa going to put a statement about bullying or bullying, just bullying generic. Because correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Zach ever thanked them for even defending his honor when they came out. Because Zach is over, it's like, Yes, I like Kate without Zach. Her being dimming herself for Zach disrespect. Oh, he didn't live. Oh, I don't watch his live. Because I was like, come on, they did all that. You didn't even thank them. At least thank them for doing that for you in your behalf. But they couldn't have made it generic. But, and I also like that KC and TC did their own podcast on YouTube channel. I said, that's how you capitalize it. I mean, capitalize your own thing. Like also, you gotta do what you gotta do. But at the end of the day, KCTT, hope y'all have a long, flourish relationship. And everybody else. I mean, we do know a couple announcements of last season. Couples broke up. Supposedly, Taylor Clark broke up. Nick and Alandria broke up. I mean, I didn't believe the People magazine when they first mentioned it. I said, why y'all want to announce something when they always been private? Why is this? And not one of those people, not even one of those people confirmed it. Now I think Nick did confirm it in some way. He said the rumors are true or something like that. So maybe if that's his account and it's a true account, then I guess that's true. But it's weird that how y'all just was so quick to announce the shit. Ugh. I don't like that. Y'all was waiting because they really never really liked the capitalize. They failed to capitalize and they got upset about it. Based on Nick actions. I got questions. Oh, Chad. I don't know. So she did. I believe she did. That Taylor was something else. It was all by him, me, and she was losing herself. Based on the reviews, I think she was losing herself. She wanted to get back what she wanted to do. She wanted to go back what she wanted to learn, be happy about. She was going to cater to him too much and all that stuff. And he was acting weird and went through their relationship anyway. So that's that. Let's talk about the other two shows. Unless we got anything else about Love Island that we can talk about. That's what I'm saying. When season 9 comes out, let us all just take breath. I know it's going to be Stan Wars again. I know people are going to be standing people before they even got on the show. I said, let's watch how they behave on the show before we start standing them before they get on it and start riding the wave. I don't want to be too loyal to just because they're OG, they be loyal to them. Let's watch the show. Let's see how the dynamic's going to be and whatnot, and let it be. If somebody make a mistake, a mess up, they 20-something years old, let it be. You can call it out, state what they can learn on both ends, not just one side, and call it be. And it's not being said. But I also want to be equality of holding people accountable, not just one person and everybody else scot free just because they get chosen. Chosen is not the thing that we should be striving for, because we get chosen all we want, but it's the respect that's come after it in all levels. So I think we need to start looking at, oh, just because she chose her, it is what it is. And even the contestants overlook a lot of things. Oh, even because she came back, I said that also we can't also get mad when she keep going back to it too. I'm talking about Melanie. So I said, well, Mel, we can't get upset for you if you not upset, girl. So you want to keep saying with that, go ahead. He ain't gonna change overnight. He could change, but it's gonna take a while. So good luck to you, girl. And the rest of y'all. But and also, fans, can we stop creating false narratives about people being broke and stuff like this and all that stuff like that? We don't even know, like, people were jobless. As I said, if we listening, some of them had jobs before they even got on the show. They just don't talk about it as much. So I don't know. Sometimes people create a rumor and then everybody start going with that, and it just starts spreading, and we don't even know where it came from. So that's that with Love Island. But just don't be too angry. It's just to show y'all. It's like these people live in the villa for 24/7, doing their thing. We not there with them, so we can't dictate or to determine what they have been going through, what it is. We only see an edited show that what they showing us. But also, I need the contestants to know that you have to see why we responded the way we are. That's why I feel like every contestant who be on the show should watch the show back, so you'll be prepared to see why we say what we seeing, so y'all can know why we seeing. And no, it doesn't take away from your experiences being a villa. We cannot dictate how y'all experience your villa because y'all was there 24/7. Y'all was there. So it's very tactful for fans to tell you, no, that's not what happened. I said, no, how you gonna tell them what they went through? No. We want to show what we see, what we have seen, and we can tell you what we had saw, the end of the version. But we can't tell them what they experienced. But also, contestants, you got to see what we had experienced by watching what we saw, so you know why we acted the way we acted, or what's happening, why people felt the way they felt. It's like it's always go both ends, and that. So that was. Now, have y'all watched Man at First Sight and the Ultimatum of those two shows? And we can still talk about Love Island if y'all want to Love Island if you want to have anything about that. Man at First Sight and the Ultimatum. Those two shows was not bad. Now, Man at First Sight, let's go with that. I like they changed the counselors. It's on Peacock now. It usually be on Lifetime. And baby, they been dragging that episode on Lifetime. Because especially the beginner part. Oh, your pressure was up? What the pressure was? Tell me what's your pressure? What got your pressure going up? Because I watched both of them shows. I like that they changed the freaking counselors in Married at First Sight because Pastor Cal was okay, but he wasn't all that great to me. Y'all know I couldn't stand Dr. Pia. I was over that shit. Done. I couldn't stand Dr. Pia. And Dr. Pepper barely was around that much. So it was like, so that's that. But yeah, they don't get me wrong, they are acting. That's what I'm saying. When seasons go, like we get seasons like season 20 and seasons out. That's what I'm saying. These shows, reality TV shows, when it be good in the beginning stages, and there are some particular seasons that's been very authentic, but we have a lot of seasons where people really know how to play the game and they're acting their asses off, and they know how to make this show to make people get riled up. They know how to play the game. They're not being too serious. They get on the show for what? For fame, notoriety. That's the same. But don't get mad when people call you out on that. Y'all don't understand. Y'all no. You was very performative. You was acting. You was doing all this stuff, and you got the stuff things to say. So I like the what's his name, Dr. Paul, because he was also doing the Man at First Sight. I think Australia or UK, one of those two. And I like how his approach of thing, because I like how he called out people out, and I like how he called the men out too, especially like Adam. Because Adam, I don't know what he get from how he get from all seriousness in the first episode to come on being jokester now. I said, no, you flected. Where that came from? Where that switch came from? That 180 kind of 180 personality that came from? Because you was all freaking serious. Oh, she drink. Oh, this is not how gonna be like this. She gotta do this. She gotta do. He was very stern. And to the point, I was like, boy, calm your ass down. Why you so judgy? Like you the ish. You got all these people, all these potential people to be with, but not serious sitting down with none of them. And I glad that part make him call the girl up to say he got to end because you're gonna be on the show. Don't try to dig around dag with that girl having a back pocket when you on the show being married at first sight. And how were you in a relationship, entertaining someone and you signed up to be on a show like this when something was going good with the person? And I say you was no good. That Adam, that freaking red hair Adam with the jet ski thing, he all that with that freaking dusty ass bachelor pad, freaking lake house. And every freaking sentence, jet ski, jet ski, jet ski, jet ski, jet ski. That's a lot. So I like he called him out on it. And you know, the Felipe with him running his own bar or restaurant where he wanted. What he wanted? He won a nightclub something. He won something like that. He owned or something, a bar nightlife basically, and to your party boys, bar parties, and then get on the show, be mad at first sight. When he used to be an ugly duckling, and then he became somewhat cute, and now everybody was on him, all that stuff, and then he on the show. Um, the after show hype has been lackluster. Ability and Carnarian didn't even look good together for real. It wasn't given how they thought. I don't know. Those like I said, I wasn't really feeling a lot of couples this season either. Lorena as well. Yeah, because I don't know. Cause we didn't have much conversation with how Bernadine talks, only what they show us. But most what they show us, it was mostly talk about other couples and not so much. Like I was like, I like Trinity. You never dated with a white man, and you just all of a sudden you just all gun ho with him. So that's fine, but is he low key? Cause we the stuff we need to know as black people. We need to know: are you low key racist, or the friendship or friend group that he's surrounded with, are low key don't like your kind, or his family members, or this? That's something we need to know, or whatnot. And what that take? What it look like? And I know she's all ready to go live in LA now with him and all that stuff. But I said, girl, love your road, pump your brakes a little bit. But that's the thing. That's another thing. I was like, because they are young. When we young people make rash decisions, so we're gonna let her make the decision that she want to make the decision. Hopefully that she has someone in her corner to really tell her, like, give her a little sense of reasoning. All right, because he's an older man too. So sometimes I'm not gonna say that all older men does that, but he's older than her, so he could play around in her little mindset a little bit. Hopefully that was not that. And Carl Kanai, we'll see how that goes with those two. We'll see how it goes. I mean, they are riding the wave because everybody liked them together. But let's see if they really truly into each other like that and continue this flourish relationship. Flourish relationship. But yeah, that Felipe and this other thing. And then Mecca's father is hilarious. But it's like then some of his father saying getting his head is kind of not. He's starting to act different, and we're gonna talk about that in a minute. And then Sean, oh my gosh, ugh, ugh, all that stuff. And then we got Devin, and we're gonna talk about all that. And then in the ultimatum, oh yeah, Dr. Paul, I like that Dr. Paul, and I also like Dr. Lisa too. So those two together is good. And I also like that they do the group therapy sessions this season, and other stuff, and also individual sessions. And the pacing has been good so far and whatnot. Now the ultimate of this fourth season, um, Marry Move On. We got a lot of things to talk about with that. There are people that was on that show that was like I did not care for. A lot of people, it was trashy. And that's that. Let's go Married at First Sight. So I like that they because normally in the past in Married at First Sight, the beginning they would drag out the beginning with the weddings, all that stuff, and meeting the people and all that to talk about. It's like they cut a lot of that stuff out because fans didn't like that. It was boring. It takes too much time to even go through all that. Just cut to the chase of the people who you selected, let them get married, and let's move on. Right? So they got the couples. So I ain't taking no pictures. I was gonna get pictures, but let me see. Hold up. For the fan. Let me see. Site season 20. Couples. Okay, there's a couple here. So let's start one at a time. Let's do this. Let me show y'all some of these people. Oh my gosh. All right, let's do this. Let's do this one at a time. Let's do that. That's good. Oh. Wait, let's stop sharing. Let's share the screen. All right, so we got Courtney and Nick, right? So when I saw the show and I saw Nick, I said, "Yo, he looked very familiar. He looked very familiar." I said, "Yo, I know this guy from somewhere. His face looks familiar." Because I said, I watched The Circle. I watched a lot of things, and I said, "Yo, he looked familiar." I said, "Yo, where he was from?" So I could not figure out and remember where he was from, right? Until he mentioned it, and he was on a Perfect Match. He was on The Circle, and I said, "Oh yes, he was on the show." And I remember him from Circle, and that day he was on Perfect Match. I said, "Yes." I was like, "Oh my gosh." He was on, so he was on a couple of reality shows. So people bring the question. I said, "So why are you on Married at First Sight now?" Like people always say, he always been himself and everything. Because I don't think he was really like a dude type person. I think he always showed up in himself and his quirky, dorky self, whatever he is. But when I see him this season, it seemed like he's too polished. Like to be honest, like when he was too polished. That's one. He been on the shows, so he know how to play the game and how to answer questions and everything. But at the same time, later on, Courtney, and we're gonna get Courtney in a minute because she ain't on that innocent her damn self. When I asked her, "What's your fears and your fears and vulnerabilities and all that stuff?" He said he don't have none. He never think about that. And Dr. Lisa called him out for called bullshit. And I said, "Great. I'm glad she called him out on it." Because at the end of the day, no matter who you are and where you are, whether you're secure enough or not like that in your relationship, everybody comes with fears, vulnerability, and stuff like that. I can't stand corny. Exactly. I couldn't stand her either. Everybody come with fears and vulnerabilities and any other aspects in your relationship that you're fearful of and what you're afraid of in a relationship. Or turn offs or deal breakers. And for him to say he hadn't thought of it, he had nothing, no, you're lying. You're coming off too polished, you're coming off acting like you're too Mr. Too Good, and that's not gonna happen. You know what your fears are, you know what's up, because at the end of the day, you would have been on the show. You bounce around and reality TV show, you've been on two daily shows so far, and for you to not to know what you fearful of. So don't give me that. And now Courtney, she trying to sabotage every chance she get, trying to figure out, oh my gosh, it's me. If I don't spend a long time in it, none of I can second because she act like she was always been on him, under him. They're always under together, so she need her space, and they give you space. Then you talk about this bad space, and then all that stuff, and then you talk about this, and slow burn. I said I hate that thing too. When y'all talk about y'all getting on these shows and say y'all slow burners, you're not a slow burn when you get on a show called Married at First Sight or Love Is Blind or something like that. Because those two shows, and the first one, Married at First Sight, you get married first, and the Love Is Blind, you end up getting married if you decide to stay married together or not. You get a gauge it quickly. So that slow burn process is out the window. You're gonna be a slow burn, you don't get on shows like these. When it's quick process of decision. It's accelerated process. And y'all know that coming on the show. So don't come in here saying y'all slow burning. So that's stupid. So now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you have to jump on the ship and be sexual, because I always advocate that y'all don't take the sex level too quickly. If y'all want to, y'all grown. But don't take it too quickly. I think y'all need to calm down. Y'all just got married and learn each other first. Build up to that. Don't get pressured into that. But say y'all slow burning in all other avenues, nah, you're not. You're on a slow burn because you might not be an attractive person or the person. Because if you were someone when you were really attracted to that person, you're not slow burning. You're not. So she was doing all that. She probably self-sabotaged. Like, she couldn't really find anything. Well, first of all, she was bothered by him being on the TV show a couple of times. And then she, instead of keep saying that to him, she kept saying it to other people in confessionals. I said, girl, if you bothered by it, just speak up about it. Then she said she had a hard time with the physical connections and all that stuff. And she was always finding things. And she wanted her family with Nick. And then she wanted her sister to talk to him and find something. And her sister said, it's like you trying to find something to have a relationship with. And I don't see any issue with that, because you said you wanted him to be funny. He's being a jokester. He started becoming funny. He started becoming himself, get comfortable with you, and all that. And you was always trying to find a thing, something wrong. And you trying to self-sabotage. So I said, girl, maybe use the issue. And another thing was, she talked about she wanted a conservative man, right? When they asked her the question, because I was like, hold up. She said she said she's conservative, but then she said something about something that contradicted that. I said, girl, what you talking about? I guess that women have the right to choose or something, right? I said, well, conservative people don't think that women have the right to choose something. They want to control the woman. Liberal people have the mindset that the freedom of choosing. Conservative people don't want you to have the freedom to choose. They want to control every aspect of it. It's a patriarchal society. For her to say that, I was like, girl, are you what? And then when they asked her what's January 6th, well, everybody and their mother know what that was. And she didn't even know what the hell that was, and they understand. I said, girl, it's like a true conservative would know that date. Can they show their whole ass? So I think she said she want to go deep. And I said, girl, you're not even deep yourself. So if you're not a deep person, how you want to expect somebody else to go deep? And the fact that he's too polished and you don't go in deep, y'all relationship is not going anywhere. It's a standstill. So you try to find a reason to have an issue with him, even though you don't have no reasons. And then you say things about, oh, Adam is the most handsome man here, the better looking man than everybody else in here. And then you be saying some things that blurt things out and not realize you're saying it. And then you get caught out on it and say, oh my gosh, I said, girl, stop. And then every time she tried to get something out and she started getting her tears going on. I said, y'all, a lot of y'all doing that for the vid. I said, ain't no fucking tear coming out your damn eyes, girl. I was like, I said, you can stuff up all that sympathy on thing you want, and then at the end of the day, to try to cover the fact that you are a piece of trash. Yes, I said it, but whatever, girl. Go ahead, Courtney, Nick. I said, Nick, you need to start lighting up, and you need to start talking about going deep. It's not being too polished. Act like you don't have nothing. You don't have nothing to worry about. No, you got stuff to worry about. Go tell the people, or you don't think about your fears and stuff. I said, boy, shut up. That was a lie. All right, let's move on to next. Anything about Courtney and Nick, y'all? Let's move to the next person. Nikki and Sean. Child. The professor, whatever he is, academic professor. He teaching. I think he teaching at the University of College, by the way. Get with Nikki. Now, like I said, all these couples got paired up is the reason why they got paired up. They was very select. They was very intentional of pairing the people who they wanted to pair up with. So they can't have no other reasons why they said, oh my gosh, why you paired with this person? This person completely opposite of me. I said, every couple understand why they got paired up with each other. Now, the next obstacle is y'all trying to make it work. If y'all can't make it work. Now, with Nikki and Sean, on paper, they both are great. But on the actual reality, hell to the no. They butt heads a lot and whatnot. And a part of it was like, okay, when Nikki saw Sean, like he was very excited to see her. He liked what he see. But when she saw him, she said, "Oh, I'm supposed to wait for my groom." I said, "Your groom was right there in your face, girl." I said, "It's right there in your face, girl. Where you at?" Yes. So her mind, she didn't really find him that attractive like that, which is fine. Because it's the first time I meet someone and whatnot. Sometimes people may hit it over and say, oh my God, this person's fine as hell. And this person say, and you had to grow into attraction. So that's that. They talk and whatnot. But this guy got some sexual thing going on with him. He just so sex deprived, like he act like he never got something before. The sexual innuendos he was doing, all this stuff, and trying to rushing and trying to act like he can get in the bed with her because now he married with a woman. It's like, so you got a man first sight so you can have sex, girl, but you can do that anytime. So it was too much. And then they having conversations, and to me, I don't care what nobody said. I see like Sean was trying to gaslight and egg the thing on, and then she matched the energy. When she started seeing how he moved, then she was matching his energy. And sometimes matching energy doesn't always work. But at the same time, I was like, because when he asked the questions and stuff like that, he asked a question, she would answer it. And he said, no, that's not what I asked. That's not what it is. I said, so you acting like you were dissecting, you want her to give a dissertation, you were like you're a professor and whatnot, instead of going on with the answer they give. Yeah, so why he asking you questioning like you're a professor, like you're a teacher or something like that, you trying to get some type of question. I said, no, that's how it goes. That's not natural. And then things go by, they could never really see eye to eye a lot of things. And he does this thing that he will egg her on, do all this stuff, say things. She called him when he's saying and know what he meant when he was saying it, and call him out on it and act like he didn't say nothing like that. And then later on, he realized, oh yeah, I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. So why you act like you didn't say that? Or when he get around other people and she explains this stuff, he doesn't. He pretends that he didn't do it and make her look like she crazy. And he didn't do no such thing. In actuality, he did those things. He did say that. So he trying to look like the Mr. Good guy in front of other people. But when her, you a villain. And then for you to want to get sex and y'all bitch, oh, y'all not bothered by that. Y'all bothered by it. Y'all know, y'all about to laugh. That motherfucker took a whole bath. Whole bath. I said, whole bath. And you think somebody will get wet over that? That motherfucker said, no soap or nothing. Wash the face, wet the bed, slap, 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 wet in the bed, then and laying like this, like he did something, like he's like she was bothered that she was taking a long time. He was so quick. That shit took like 2 minutes. Not even that. Lay on the freaking bed, chilling with his shorts and t-shirt on, waiting for Nikki to get ready. Nikki said she brushed her teeth and everything. That she's gonna take a shower and all that stuff. I said yes. If you're gonna get in the freaking groove of things, at least clean good. Now, if y'all were attracted to each other, y'all could have took a shower together. Y'all could have made it fun. Well, you in the shower first. Wash that thing down there real good. Have that smelling down there real good. Up here, wash it back. Like, that is slap, 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 slap to the whole bath and act like he was going to get some good time. And then throughout the whole time, he still wants some sexual things. But I say, no, you cannot do that when you don't wash your motherfucker behind and take a fucking whole bath. Like, who the hell is that? And I was so done with him. Oh, you were done with that, right, girl? Wait, we here. We see eye to eye. Because I was like, what the hell? I said, oh, no. You are not going to try to think like you're going to get these goods. And you just slap your ass on like that. In the bed. And you act like you bought it and she took a long time. She should take a long time. And then you want sex? No. That don't get me turned on. Now I know a lot of people like them funky, musty stuff. We didn't talk about y'all. Like the funky scent, the man said you like when nobody take a shower, you want to get none of the sweaty gym stuff. Nah, we ain't talking about that. We talk about people who want to get like, listen, if I'm gonna meet with somebody, I'm gonna have sex with, I'm gonna take a shower, things, all that stuff like that. I gotta smell good. But no ma'am, no hand, no bacon, no cheese. Now I didn't watch the latest episode, so I don't even know what went transpired with them. But I do want to say when they were talking to Dr. Paul, they rate the relationship. She said it was a 2 out of 10. And he said it was a 7.5. I said, how are you rating that thing so high when y'all two never really got out of the eye? So he was playing the fun. He was playing it. And he was being delusional, in denial. And then she was right. And then after the little tweak in their communication, because Dr. Paul corrected them in some part of things and what they could do and how to say things. So they tweaked it. And then she went from 2 to a freaking 10 to a 9. I said, girl, nah. No, we ain't doing that. Now y'all being performed. Because I said, why are we going from a 2 that you said all they jump? Like, don't move on. Communication could really change a lot of stuff. When you change your communication, it changed the whole trajectory of the relationship. It does. Sometimes communication is the freaking form of why your relationship doesn't go well. But I'm not going to go jump from no freaking 2 to a freaking 10. I want to say 2 to maybe like a 6 or 7. We're working our way up. 6.5, 7. They were going up. But you go from there to that. I said, nah, girl. And then he went from 7.5 to a freaking 10. And then a 9. I said, nah. Mm-mm. How that's that? But him, he's something else. And the fact that he wants sex on this girl, and she keep telling him she want to take it slow, she want to build the attraction. And it's like, you know, at the end of the day, now he has a dad bod. His dad bod's not sloppy and everything. He don't look that bad. Just that you the way how you are, you don't want to use soap and everything. You don't want to use stuff. You say that's not great for you and all that stuff like that. But you expect to have sexual thing with a woman that who into hygiene, like boy, bye. Move on to the next. And the fact you 47 years old acting like that. Ugh. Next we got to Caitlyn and Devin. I think the issue with this relationship is that at first I did was for like Devin, calm down a little bit. Maybe you want to be too antsy about oh, show me words of affirmation. Tell me how good this, that. Physical touch. He liked the physical touch. It seemed like words of affirmation, physical touch is like his dominant love language. He want that. He want that. He want that. He want to be 24/7 with the person. Because I think the part of it is because he's a rugby player, so he mostly away doing games and stuff like that, and season and practice and stuff. So when he come home, he want to spend a lot of his time with his partner. But on the other hand, Kate is not like that. Kate is one of the girls that she was like, I need my space. I need my time. I need this. And she asked for way too much space. Now, get me wrong. That's a part of the reason why some people was like me, when I tell y'all that I want to live with my partner, I think because I have the mindset that I want my space and everything. But at the same time, y'all know my love language, quality time, my predominant one, quality time, difficult touch. I would like to spend time with a partner, especially if I'm into you. I want to spend time with you, but at the same time, I want to have my own space. So I could see you. You come to see me. I can spend the night over there sometimes. You can spend the night with me sometimes, and then, but we all have our own separate apartments, it's like that. Because sometimes it works out, and realize. To be honest, me personally, don't be wrong. If y'all love living together, it works out. It's beautiful. Y'all in sync. But a lot of couples, they were good when they're not living together, but when they got together, it just went straight to hell. It just went turmoil because the communication there, this, that, different styles. Sometimes you be better off if y'all don't live together. Now, I'm not saying y'all. The only thing, if especially when you have kids, if you have kids, then that's a different story. Then y'all just start trying to work it out. Even with the kids thing, sometimes they can see the dysfunction of family in the household. So you gotta do what's best. But with that being said, with her and her friends, so it was one thing they sit down with the friends, and one of the friends said, "Oh, we all like the same thing. We all like Caitlyn. We all the same thing. We just want our space." Because one of her friends said she was a whole month away from her husband, or something like that. And I said, first of all, he just went to tell you that he like to spend time with his person, a lot of time with his partner, and then you gonna tell him that you will stay a whole month away from your husband, no communication. That's bad. I said, girl, I'm sorry, but yes, even me living in my own spot, it don't want my partner doesn't mean I want to stay away a whole month without speaking to my partner and not being with them. Oh no, that's not gonna happen. No, man, I don't know what the hell kind of program you going on over there, but they ain't flying by over here. So for that, so at first I was like, David, calm down a little bit. Maybe she's just adjusting. This is something new, and just go that. But then I started realizing, I said, maybe she's doing it way too much now. And now he had to dim himself a little bit to fit what she did. And I said, no, we gotta have a balance. I said, Courtney, Caitlyn, you gotta have a little balance with her. So maybe y'all need to figure out what it is. It's like y'all living together right now because it's a production thing. But when y'all in your own thing after production, maybe in your space, in your spot, maybe see what days you could come over there to see him. He could come over to see you, what he got to do, and this little hand on his hands, or just put your leg or foot on his lap when y'all watching movies together. A lot of stupid things like that. He probably like that and whatnot, or spend a little time with that. And then also they have to understand that maybe she needs those social batteries not to be on you on 24/7. So maybe some days. And some days y'all may FaceTime each other, you're talking on the phone, little cute little text and little thing, and then y'all just in your own separate little spaces right now, get a little recharge, and then y'all go back to it. So y'all gotta have a balance. I don't think y'all relationship is that hard to even try to fix, but I think it's that the fact that he just so that, and then she just so completely opposite of that. It's gonna make it hard for them to try, but y'all need to have that balance. I mean, that's all I got to say about that, but I don't know, okay, then it seemed like you just really trying to push too hard. And then my God, it's like he just smothering. But he is dimming his light a little bit. You can tell because some people so excited But then he's like scripting him down. But at the same time, I do want him to really see what it is, read the room a little bit, and maybe not be too under her like too much. Let's work something out and whatnot, and then take baby steps to get that point. Y'all have any thoughts about them? Let's move on. Felipe and Tori. I don't know. Felipe is not that bad looking guy, but I think he could do more a little bit with his look to make him a little bit more like, ooh, I want the him. Like, yeah, Devin needs to run. Like, because I don't know, because it seems like she is egging on this, want to be on my own too much, and he doing too much, he don't ask me too much of me and too much of me. I said, girl, if you're into someone, you're going to have to do this type of things. It's not about, oh my God, it just make me so uncomfortable to do it. I said, no. That's why I said, try to have a balance. But if she's still going to keep going on with that, then maybe he needs to let go. I don't know. It's just maybe this is thick ass mustache he has. I don't know. Maybe he could just trim that a little down or do stuff or do something with his hair. I don't know what he can do. Y'all could probably give him pointers. Because he said he was coming from a person that didn't have the looks and that he worked on himself, got his looks, and then people on him like that. But I said, I don't know. It's like he's not bad looking, but it just seems like maybe it's part of, it's not about his probably look at how he postures himself. Sometimes he postures like this, he be a little jokesy. It's like that. So it's like it just kind of make him look like dorkish ugly and not cute. Felipe still don't do it for me, but I don't find him bad looking. Yeah, he's not bad looking, but yes, I think part of him is just like how he would portray how he would move himself, his posture. Because all that makes the difference of how attractive you are and whatnot. And then it looks like that. Now, he was like a whole party person and whatnot. Him and Tori do look good together and whatnot. But he also about his passion. Because part of that is like, because he's a nightlife or he work in a restaurant or he owns a bar and everything. He always surrounded about the people and women and everything, and he always had that adrenaline high. And then he always act like once he get that there, he always worry about if the passion gonna burn out, and he gonna realize he's gonna be burned out. I said no, because you always have that high, you always have a connection of the next person. So I don't want you to get in the aspect of like, oh, the passion. Now the passion's not out, and the curiosity is there. Now I like Dr. Paul told him, like, change the word passion to curiosity, and learn Tori more. Get that. Then you will find more, and you get more excited. That's how his father was telling him, was like, listen, it's gonna be down times when you're not gonna be always up. But when you realize in the back of the day that this person is your person, it's like you can see that person, you know what? I want to work with this person. I want to love this person. Even when we down, I still think about the person and whatnot. And maybe it's not the passion, it's about the curiosity, it's about learning the person and knowing that the person got your back and that love that you get. And sometimes that would make something that would make a lot of relationships last. When I see people be together for a long time, and their quality relationship is good, and they tell you that it's about learning our partner and we communicate, even though it's not always up and down, we always know at the back of the day, we always love each other, and it's there, and we have a mad respect for each other. That's what it is. So him, his passion is going to, no, it's like, it's all you want to always try to, always that next drilling hit, because you're always surrounded by people. So you always have the assets. And I said, no, you are married now. So you try to have access to other females, it's not going to be happening like that. No. You got to learn to love this one person you decided to be married with. If you didn't want to do that, you should not got to marry at first sight. Period. Now, Tori did, she did withdraw herself after they had sex. Now, I don't know what happened that made them have sex then. Oh, man. I know it was, like I said, a moment, the kissing, all that stuff like that, but they had sex. And then she said the sex was bad. She just said that it just went too fast. Not fast as sex, right? I think she just said she moved faster than she wanted to do. It took us a little slower to get to that thing. But it wasn't about Felipe. It was more about her. And she just, after that, she got out the bed and stepped on the couch on her own. Now I don't think he even knew that he got up. I don't know. I said, I don't know. Y'all slept in the bed together. How you know she would get up and get the bed going somewhere else? But she withdrawn a little bit, and maybe she felt like it was too much, and we got to see that happen. So maybe she had to work on what's going on, and maybe we'll see what led her, and maybe it's like maybe take it a little slower. And that's when he talks about that. I said, no, get curiosity, learn each other, move on, and then maybe the fire will come back on, and the passion, what lead the passion, the curiosity, the turn on will happen. But with those two, it is what it is. Anything else about Felipe Torre? Never seen. Melissa Adam. Oh, child. Adam was that type of guy to think that because he made look so good, he got a nice body, he worked on himself, that he could do whatever he wanted. Because after the day, like we were saying, how you went from that first episode, he was mad serious. Oh, she was drinking. I don't drink. She was doing too much. She had one message, all that stuff like that. She got to do this. She got to be this. She got to be that. She got to be in the, I have a day's planned for us when she comes to the house. I got this schedule. Like he had things set up. I said, why you don't say room for what she want to do? It was all about how you want to do things and what you want to do, what you want to do, jet ski, this is that, your house. And I think you want the person living with you. I said, and then you got a person, like a homeless person that, get me wrong. I like that he want to be helpful to someone who need a place to stay. But I said, if you will have your wife coming in with living with you, that person coming out can't stay with you. I'm sorry. No ma'am, no ham, no bacon, cheese. I'm sorry. Unless she's okay with that. If you're okay with that, then that's fine. But I don't know. And I said, nah, we can't have no house like that. I said, why can't you use that house as your personal lake house or whatever, summer house? If you get a house that's like in between whatever you need to do, find a place together, it would be work for us. Because now I'm not going to try to live in there. Share, even Melissa said, and Melissa's place was clean. Now, yeah, he went through all that seriousness, and then he started becoming a jokester and started being performative and doing things to get a rise out of people to avoid going deep, because their relationship was more physical. They was doing a lot of kissing. They was like, I think they had sex a couple times, but that was all that the relationship was. It wasn't anything deep. They didn't really discuss anything deep and whatnot. Like she talked about her father, how her father, they walked her out, and then she had a good relationship with her father. That's something that he could have had dived deeper with her. But he didn't even learn about that until that group session. And then that first group dinner they had, without the group therapy session, when Dr. Paul and Dr. Lisa was or Paul, I call them both doctors. Dr. Paul and Lisa was in the back listening to them. And he came in with this freaking red outfit with the thing, with the hat, all that stuff. He was being struck. He just wanted to laugh. He wanted people to laugh or stuff like that. And he wanted people to see him and be a jokester. And then he got what he wanted. And people say that performative. And then your funky behind go to the freaking group therapy session where you know you're going to be around some other couples and the counselors in front of you to come with your shirt open. We know you got chest and everything, but it's a time and place for everything. It's a time and place for everything. You don't go to a group therapy session with your freaking shirt open like you're going to a beach. You're not going to no freaking beach, man. And then he get inside, oh, I'm going to close it out. So, no. And I'm glad that Paul called him out on it. Called him out on it. Because you would be very performative. And not all that, he was also deflecting. No, he called him, he was a deflector. And he didn't like that. Because after they got through with him, he sat there with a squish face off. It was no joking. He was a laughing. He was so serious with the rest of the time section until the finish. Because you knew what you was doing. And you didn't like that they called you out on that. So where all this jokes that deflected coming from? Where all this humor was coming from? Because you was not acting like that from the beginning. And that Dr. Paul did call him out on that too. He said, at the beginning, you was this way. And all of a sudden, you started becoming this little jokester, humorous person. And I said, where this joke coming from? Like, are you trying to hide to try to show up who you really are? who is I think is that person we first saw. Now, who is the first real Adam? Is the person we first saw, or the person we seeing now? I think the person we seeing before is the real Adam. But he don't want to be that type of person because he think Marissa will find that time figure to control or whatever it is he is. But I don't know. We'll see who the real Adam is. Or this Joseph is the real Adam. And he was pretending in the beginning of the episode. And he doesn't go too deep. And then when he said what he was saying, I said, even that, I was like, what kind of example was that? That's not even deep. But whatever. If you want to say that, go ahead. So he's something to watch out for. Any thoughts about him? And Melissa? I don't know. But you gotta look at, pay attention, girl. Don't be too blind at how good looking he is, or the thing, nice body, or whatever it is that, or he give you good dick, or whatever it is. They're not showing the signs that he's showing. He's not being deep. He being surface level. And she did say the conversation mostly surface level. So I said, how you gonna build this up if y'all not gonna go any deeper than that? Next. Cameron and Michelle, I don't think they have much issues. I think that it was one thing that they discussed. They had a little bump in the road, but I do feel like they are both all generally on the same page. And they work there, they talk to each other, they understand each other, they talk it out and whatnot. I don't really have much notes about that. However, I do want to have notes of him being a coach, and she had a requirement that he needed to make 150K. Listen, I want to understand that you are not going to have what your requirements are or your thing. But sometimes it got to be realistic. They cannot, most average men, most people don't make that much. So usually when you have someone who make that much, they should have a specific like person they want to be with. So I'm just saying, but that's no topic of another discussion when we talk about most social corner, because that's something that it comes out a lot about expectations of being a modern woman, but then you want a traditional man, it's like that, and then traditional man, all that stuff, and then you don't understand what the traditional man wants. So we will have to talk about all of that because it's a lot of it's a lot of things that's not adding up together. So your requirements, everything. And that's that. But sometimes you gotta be realistic because you may not date somebody who has that type of money. But doesn't mean they can't be provided, they can't protect, they cannot be a leader or whatever things that you want to qualify for the man. So when he said that, he said he don't make that much money and he gonna try to work as hard much as he can and everything, but he just felt like he was being emasculated or whatever. And I don't think she was trying to downplay him, make it seem like he's not a man and he can't take care of the family and stuff like that. But it kind of made him pause, especially when they want a family and stuff like that. And I think she said she had a medical issue with the 5 boys and everything, and she froze her eggs. So when she have a family, oh sorry y'all, her family, she wants to expel on that. And she went over there, she had everything. I said yes. I don't think he wouldn't want to provide and everything, but she does have a timeline. And I think he does want to like spend time with his wife before they have children. So I don't know. But he just expressed that he was feel type of way that he was less of a man because she had his requirements of him and he probably can't fulfill that or whatnot. And she made it, she was like, nah, I don't want to make you feel like that's that. And I had to brought to the, it came for her the realization that maybe her thing was too unrealistic. It whatnot, but it's that. So they was good and they talked it out. They worked it out. We'll see how more that go from there. Because I didn't know, I watched the latest episodes to see if any more issue came alive. But I do know the timeline of the family was the issue with their relationship, and then the money thing that she spoiled up, that she expected, and then he had a reaction to it, and they had a conversation about it and whatnot. Now I know a lot of people say, "Oh my gosh," I said, "Listen, yes, and that's what it is, and this is the requirement the man is. They got to do what he had to do to get the money up, and what else that's what he had to do." But a lot of people don't have that, so we gotta understand. And nobody tell you to date down either. Beljolet. Beljolet. I love saying her name. Her name is so beautiful. But they call her Beljolet and Mecca. Now, I think Beljolet lately it started getting agitated. Everybody calling her husband, performative, what your husband is. And I asked Beljolet, you need to start looking at yourself and understand why people saying that and understand that girl. Because you got the dick now and everything. You attracted to the man. That I know you want to defend your husband, but come on, girl. Cause how we gonna go for that conversation? Then you start acting like everybody's calling your man out for something for nothing. I said no, they ain't calling him for no real reason. And I'm gonna tell you why. So Beljolet and Mecca, they look good together. They look like they are perfect for each other. They similar in the ways. They have like a solid friendship. They have a similar mindset. So it looked like a reason why they got paired together. Great looking couple. Then the father put in his mind about the kiss because she didn't want to kiss her husband in the mouth the first night. She just took the cheek. So when they're gonna cheek, he's that other cheek. She's got the tongue. She sprung. Something like that. He said the tongue is sprung into the cheek. He said you're not with it or something like that. So at that mind, he kept like playing that over and said she didn't want to kiss me in the mouth. It's like that. So he started putting seeds in the thing like she's not into him like that. Whatever. Or he might not be into her like that because she didn't get the kiss that he wanted, or get the kiss that he wanted. So that's that. As they go on, you can tell that they really bash with her like that. But then we understand like that she was into him a lot. She was into him. She would initiate things. She would be more affectionate with him, be touchy feeling with him, a lot of things. And she was, and she did tell him, and she gave him a green light. He said, listen, I don't want you to feel like you to walk out and share with me. I'll give you the permission to lead there. I give you permission to come on, lead into me. I'll give you permission to hug me or kiss me or lead me, whatever the thing, the affection part will be. She gave him the green light. So at this point, she was really into him in the more affectionate part, and he would lead and take charge in the affectionate part of it in relationship. Instead of just being staying friends, because they married. So we just can't stay friends and laugh and tell each other jokes. We also got to be intimate partners. So she was taking more of the lead on that part, and she gave him a green light to take more of that. So he would say, "Oh, I guess he was in the head, and he was trying to hold back." Until the conversation came about the attractiveness, and I said, "Oh boy." First of all, that was a bad question. Even the experts told him that was a horrible question to ask about level of attraction of each other. So he asked her, "What's your level of attraction?" She said, "Oh, I guess." She said he rated her level of attraction to him as 150. He rated his attraction to 80%. I said, "Oh, child." When he said that, she took the completely step back. She said, "Oh no, I don't want my man thinking that I'm all into him and he's not into me, and the man's supposed to be all into the woman like that." Because I don't want him acting like I'm a desperate housewife, that I'm not reading the signs that he's not into me like that I'm on with him, and he not gonna say no and taking it and whatever. But then, and my attraction level is way off the roof, and you a lady. And then when he realized how she reacted, then he tried to bring it down. I said, "Nah, you ain't said it that she more attracted to you than you are to her." So she said, "All right, since it's like that, she gonna push it back and let him take the lead." And when she started doing that, and he didn't realize that she started putting back, because at first she was all into him like that, and then she took it back, and then she said, Then he took more lead. I wonder what his exes look like if he dated white, because I recall she saying she wanted a black man. Did she say if he had a preference? I don't remember he said he had a preference. And yeah, I do agree. I do want to know who he dated before. Yeah, she definitely said she wanted a black man, but I don't remember if he said anything. Yeah. Because the fact that he said this beautiful woman all up on you, and you can say she more attractive to, so she stepped back there. He noticed that she took a step back. She said, "Yeah, because you said that." And now when they had that first group dinner, when the counselors was listening to the conversation, he said, "Well, he's a Beaujolais." Ooh, right, right. Yeah, because I don't remember what he said. I don't remember he had said the preference and everything. I know he mentioned a lot of things, qualities and stuff like that of women. They matched up their qualities and stuff like that. But I don't remember the preference like that. And then on a group dinner, and they was asking about. He said, "Well, when I saw Benjolet, I was like, she was good. I saw that drunk and that trunk and everything, and all. Now, Melissa, what's her name? Melissa, right? Michelle and I think Mecca know each other for some weird thing. They know each other, and she was like, he was a little bit performative. And she called him out on a therapy in the group therapy session, and she didn't like that. Belgian lady didn't like that either because she said, "All right, everybody trying to nitpick." I said, "Nobody trying to nitpick him. It's the way it is." Because I said, conventionally, you got to understand. We had a conversation on attractiveness. He said you was more attracted to him than to him to you. So if he was saying all this, all that drunk in the trunk, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah," he making everybody laugh. I said, so how you go from that? If he said if that conversation happened before they had that group dinner, so I was like, if he said all that and he was so into you and he's like the trunk, junk in the trunk and everything about it, he should have been more onto you like that. He would have been on you, right? If he got all that he's saying that he's describing of, but he wasn't on you like that. Hence why it was performative because he was putting on an act. Like he was so into you. Oh my gosh, they knocked on the park with her. But yet, she gave it a green light and you was not initiating shit. Until you had a conversation, until she pulled back. That's when you stepped up. So don't come here and say like you had a jump in the trunk, oh y'all was lucky this and this is that. And you didn't move like that. You didn't move like that. So yes, they called him out on that. And then he realized, he said, yeah, maybe I was holding back and this is that. That's a lot of things about it's like commitment or something like that. A lot of stuff he said. I ain't taking no notes. Yeah, I ain't taking no notes of the shows. I just watch it and then talk about it. I used to take copious notes, but some of these shows is like, you don't even take notes anymore. So that's that. So now she's saying people nitpicking. Oh, he's not performative. I said, girl, yes, he was. But okay, girl. Just because you got the dick now. Because I said, because I know Dr. Lisa gave her the assignment. He said, don't kiss in the forehead. That's for children. Maybe do a little kiss in the lip, pecking in there, taking the shit, things like that. Now, I didn't know how you go from there until y'all had a full-blown sex. I know crazy. It was crazy. They was in the bed, and they had lowborn, and they hugged each other. Now, I heard some noises and everything, but it dawned on me that they were full-blown sex. I thought it was kissing and making out, or at least holding each other, cuddling. They told her they had sex. I said, oh, okay. Okay. I guess that is. And now she think everybody nitpicking. I said, no, they don't nitpicking him. They picking up on it. They picking up on it. They picking up. They know when a guy's very performative. So, basically, don't overlook these things. So I want you to continue to push back. Now you have the dick and everything. I still want you to continue to let him lead in that department and see, because you don't want, and it's not good for a woman to say that a man tell you more attractive than them they into you. I said, you the prize. Let him be more attracted to you than you to him. But that's that. I was mad at first sight. That's the only thing. I mean, I know I have much other stuff that I probably overlooking this, but if anything, y'all can put it in this conversation and we can talk about it. But let's move on to Ultimatum real quick before we get out of here. I got no pictures on though. That was all the couples, right? Yeah, that was all the couples. The Ultimatum. Yeah, it was a whole new set of couples. These folks are nuts. Exactly. They are. They are, definitely are. They are. Because I said, wow. So you know the premise of the show. If y'all don't know what it is, oh, I forgot. People who don't watch Married at First Sight. Married at First Sight is basically experts, different people who fly for the show. They talk to them, they fit their requirements, and they match them up based on their requirements. Before they was doing this messed up job, they would put opposite together, and I said no, they didn't want that. They want give them what they wanted. They give them what they wanted. They get married at first sight. They get married on the first day they meet each other, and then they move through the process. And then at the end of the day, they do a decision day where they want to stay married or get divorced, or don't want to be together and they get divorced. I made a mistake watching the Ultimatum. Never again. When you stop, you start watching. You stop with the first season or the season. Because I watched the first season. I watched the second season. I didn't watch the queer folks. I didn't watch the queer season, and I think I watched this one. So the ultimatum is that one half of the couple gave a demand of you got to marry me. So that's basically the ultimatum. We've been together for a while. We deserve to be married now, and whatnot. So they come to the show, and they have other people who have issued them, who other couples who are in the same spot as them. And one person probably issued the ultimatum, or a person who received the ultimatum, and they had to date each other. And then after they date each other, all of them this season, I'm good. I know that's right. Yeah, so they date each other, and then they after that they pick who they want to be a trial husband or wife with, and within each other. Some people end up leaving at this point when this decision part comes. Some people end up leaving. They say, "Well, I realized that I know what I want one person. I know what I want one person is. This one person is. I made a mistake here. I want you forever," and they end up being engaged or whatever. We don't even know what's happened from there. They end up staying together, or they continue, or they broke up to the end of the show. So some people leave from there. So then they had whoever their trial husband and wife is, they live in an apartment together for 3 weeks, and they trial marriages. And then after that, they go back to the original partner they came with and had their own what a marriage would look like with that person. And then at the end, they decided they want to be like basically propose, engage, and marry the person they came with, or start a relationship with a person they did a trial marriage with, or go their separate ways to be single. And we see all those scenarios played out. We have people who stayed together and be engaged and married. We have people who got engaged and it probably broke up after the show ended. We have people who end up being with someone else who they went to trial marriage with. Or we have people who separate and move their own separate ways. Everyone should have left. Pull a Julie Winslow, go upstairs and let me sit again. I know that's right. They said, "Where you at? Where?" I said, "Oh, I vanished." Y'all see me? Or we cats act like they were OGs. Exactly. Yes. So this is that. So we had a couple things. That Jebin and Alex, I said, Alex, I know you've been with this guy for 6 years, 7 years, but girl, he is not the one. We can see he was very immature. He don't know how to speak, all that stuff. He got that annoying ass, that and like that fucking annoying ass laugh. It was whack. And you wanted to be with this guy? And then you tell about the family not really fully accepting you and all that stuff like that. So the family not fully accepting you. You've been with this guy for 6 years. He's annoying. He's immature. Why you want to be married with the guy? And I need people to understand. Time, left on time, does not equal quality. Some people use that we've been together for so long. That's my partner. No. Time only tells you that y'all been together for that long time. It doesn't mean the quality. The quantity of your marriage relationship does not equal the quality of your relationship. And people always confuse that. Oh, I've been with you for 6 years. I've been with 3 years. I've been with 2 years. That we deserve to be married, husband, wife. I said, because I said, no, you just want to be married. Yeah, just to be married. And that's the only reason. Exactly. That's the only reason. The only reason. That's not shit to be that, because it takes more than that. And because and also you got the mindset to marry someone and being things and being the center of the church, and just like I said, sometimes marriage is not all that. When you look at that, it's not even all that. Sometimes it creates more issues than y'all was before y'all got married. So sometimes, like, don't let marriage be. Don't let people force you or put in your head that you have to be married with someone. And I know that sometimes it's sucks to start over because it's spent so much time with this person. So why then he don't want to be married? So I said, because sometimes people don't value marriage. And then also, you staying also negates what you really wanted, because if this is what you want, this person not giving to you, that's it. And like that girl, now I know they married and they working on getting married, but that that couple with David and that girl, and she got promised rings for a couple of times. And I said, girl, why you keep sending the promise rings though? The hope that he proposed, and every time she thought he proposed, it was a promise ring. I said, girl, you accepted his promise rings. So yes, he playing in your face by giving you promise rings, but also you are accepting that. And I want women to understand that some your actions sometimes does play a part. And the men sees this. Now we say men are dumb. They are, but they also know how to play with your emotions. They know how to play with the game, and they know to see your patterns. Sometimes the patterns is what works when in their favor. Because if you display a certain boundary and say this is what I want this that, and they test that and you accepted that, and they did it again and you accept that, they're gonna know that's a pattern that you keep accepting it. So sometimes we need to start realizing, or y'all need to start realizing, you know what, we can't keep accepting this over these girls who all act like they're gonna keep playing our faces. And then you complain about it. I said, well, you accepting it. So the fact that he kept giving promises to me, I said we shouldn't be here. 1, 2, 3 times, like no man, no man, you trying to play me. So I was like, that's that. So you just want to be married just to be married. So girl, stop it. He is no good. His family, he is swag. So the fact that a lot of people, I don't think good that they got let go. Because I said if he would have stayed, I said who he would have been married with, a trial marriage with, it would probably be default. He probably be the last, whoever's the last pick, they would be default together. Because that happened one season. Everybody picked it. The person didn't pick each other. They got defaulted with each other. Because I say he ain't giving nothing. He basically whack. He don't even have a conversation with nobody. It's like that annoying last laugh, and then you go like nobody. He left the same face, and they kicked him off. They said, "Oh, you said a secret letter, and everything got to be a." I said, first of all, that's another day in production. I'm gonna talk about that. Y'all kicked someone off for a secret letter that was sent and that should be sent in the face, but y'all did not put a stop to the text messages of each other doing the trial marriages. I said next season, put a stop to that. At the end of the day, either take their phones. I don't know. Either take their phones and don't let them talk to each other, or ban them talking to each other, because that kind of fucked up everything else. You kick Jeremy off of the letter that he wrote, right? And then with Union, he joked that he wrote even more letters, and it was even worse than the letter that we saw. I said, motherfucker, why are you freaking acting like that was a prize day? That was some freaking accolades that you wrote different letters. At the end of the day, and then you say you changed, you grew up. I said, I hope you did. Wrote a nasty letter because somebody was entertaining her. It was was trying to would probably pick her and everything. He noticed that. And then he wrote a nasty letter saying that, oh, you trash, you this, how dare you want to say, I would never want to marry you, all that stuff like that, all that crazy. I said, and it's sitting there looking stupid, and she had to read the letter. First of all, y'all took the letter from her, and they had her read the letter in front of everybody. I said, okay. All right. So they say, because of that, we had to let you go. Because he looked better than the men who stayed, to be honest. Oh, you told Jevin? Jevin look better? I mean, he ain't bad looking guy, but I don't know. He didn't do that for me. And I like some of the little Indians, brown skin, man. They be some fine up there. They're kind of, oh, chill. Let me stop. So they had to let him go. So I was like, okay, let him go. And then because he was awful, but the other was, oh, yeah, we're going to talk about Killian. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, Chad, we're going to talk about the rest of them too. Idris, I couldn't, he was awful, but the other was worse. All right. Yes. So I had to let him go because he got to go. It was an uneven number, so Alex had to leave too. Now, update on them. She did say they broke up. They're not together anymore. I said, good girl. Because at first she was like, I don't know why everybody trying to tell me to leave my man. So I said, girl, you want to go ahead with him? Go ahead. Because she was annoying me too. I said, go ahead, girl. Go with the guy. You go and do with that. But then she realized that he's not going to change. He's still immature. He's whack. And she move on, and he move on. So they good. Idris and JG both left. And at first, y'all know, Empress and Kay can tell you, I was ripping his ass a new one. When he got up, and I thought he put the ring down, and like, I was like, oh no, I was ripping his ass a new one. I was cursing his ass out, and I jumped the gun, because he could actually propose. But still, I still ain't like his ass. But, and I said, how dare you is fucking a monotonic, dry ass motherfucker. The way how you talk, and don't get me wrong, Jimmy Idris looked like a looking guy. He was a good looking guy, but his freaking attitude and his mannerism and how he talked was fucking horrible. I was like, it was so fucking dry. I said, boy, can you have some life in your motherfucking conversations? Have some life. Like, he had nothing to say. He was very boring. It was whack. I said, JG, you like this kind of guy? And then also, it's not that. And then he also says some random weird shit. Weird stuff to the ladies. And the ladies say, oh my God, what the fuck is he saying? Like, it just come out of nowhere. And it's like, I said, oh, he probably don't know how to talk to women. I said, I don't know how he got to JG. Because it was so freaking horrible. And that's that. And then the freaking reunion, when she said, humiliation, misrules, all that stuff, and everything. I said, girl, what the fuck each was doing to you? All that stuff like that. And they go around saying that we misinterpret. I said, no, we misinterpret shit. You said that, and then you got back together with the guy, and now you want to try to tell us, but what the hell, we misinterpreted. I said, no, girl. Then why you said that is you going to get back with him. After he said, oh, we fucked, and I busted in you. And I said, oh, my God. She said, don't disrespect me like that. He did. And you took her back. And they said it was all misunderstanding. We took it the wrong way. It is a stuff. I said, nah. He just also proposed to you because he realized somebody was going to choose her, JG. And because somebody was going to choose her, he took that away from that person. So they left together. And the fact they said all that, and then you got back together. Now I said, girl. Because I was happy when they was separated, they was broken up, and then they got back together after the reunion aired. I said, oh, whatever. That's that. Now, what are couples? The Killian, Ashley, Haley, and Blake. Child. Before we get to that, let's go to the other ones. The Luke who was trying to be a firefighter, and he was trying to work so hard to be a firefighter. I think that's what he was trying to do. And the girl that he was with, I guess she was kind of agitated that, yes, he had his ambitions, but you got to do something else. Like, you got to have a plan A. If the plan A don't work, you got to have a plan B. You got to plan C. You got to have something going on for you. I need to see that you are putting effort to be the lead and do stuff, because she was working, she was doing that, and I think she started losing respect of him because she felt like he not lazy, but at the same time, just hold on to this one thing, and it was not going any further. Also, he also would put her on the pedestal, and then judging her as this, that, so he would compare it and a lot of things as well. So, and the fact that he was offended by David calling him he's not a man. I said, girl, oh well, what he said wasn't even that wrong. You want to be mad because he was mad because you got your girl back. Like, be mad. So, and then David, his thing was that he wanted to be heard. I think his woman that he getting married to, I think they got a date set in September. That's the one who gave the promise rings before he actually really proposed, engaged. And I guess his thing wanted to be heard, and I think she was more of dictating. I mean, according to him, dictating everything and expressing himself and being affectionate and all stuff like that. So I said, oh, whatever. But they got the way. So anything else about them? Yeah, let me know because I wasn't focused on them because the most drama was between the other four I talked about: Killian, Ashley, Blake, and Haley. Killian issue was that he didn't want to marry Ashley, because of her father. Her father was against their reunion, and he kept blaming the father and everything. So it was always a different excuse why he didn't want to marry the girl and everything. Mainly was main part he was saying with the father. So I said, if the father's issue, then why are we here? So that's that. So while Blake and Ashley were doing their relationship and everything, and that's why I'm saying why it was so issue with the letter, but it's not an issue about people texting each other because it kind of derailing the freaking experiment. And then we see it caused a whole this turmoil, a ripple effect. So Blake and Ashley was doing their thing. I guess they didn't like how happy they was looking or they was doing and having a good time. So Killian was the first one to initiate contact with Ashley, texting her all freaking time of night. He was texting Storm. He was like, hold up, girl, I saw you and Blake this doing this, what you was doing and something like that. Like that. She was texting back. Because if I was Ashley, I was like, boy, I don't got time for you. Let me focus on this. I'll go see you in the next 3 weeks. Like, why are we doing all that stuff? So they was texting each other, going back and forth. And then I think he shared to Haley. And then she started getting her mind. And then she started texting Blake. And then they all four is texting each other back and forth and had this whole big tumultuous thing going on. And to the point they had to, I think Blake and Ashley came to Haley and Killian's room and they had to figure hours and hours of conversation till the freaking sunlight came out. Till the sun came up. I said, how the fuck, what conversation I was having to have that long conversation? And then we could see how he was talking to, Killian was talking to Ashley, telling her to shut up. Shut the fuck up and all that stuff like that. I said, oh my gosh. So insecurities, we get the best of it out of them. Right? So, Blake Ashley was having a thing and they was trying to help each other. I think he was helping mostly Ashley out to stand up for herself because I think we started seeing Killian ways and he started seeing that this guy is not all up the right type of his freaking mindset in his head and how the fuck he was moving. And act like he was saying things, act like he didn't say the things, and they realized we keep calling up on pressure on him, and then he realized he did say the things, but whatever. So that's that. So then because they had little issues, then Blake and Haley couldn't connect because Haley and Killian couldn't really connect that much because he kept being on this, he kept seeing what Ashley's trying to do, keep talking to Ashley, and after they say we're going to stop texting and communicate with each other, he broke that rule. He broke it. And then she started texting as well. But they broke the rule. He went over to see Ashley after he said he was not going to do that. All stuff. And so it was too much. Because I think he saw them went to the gym and then he wanted to go over there and see what they was doing. I said, Killian, calm down. Now we start seeing more of you. And then he had a group text with friends. And then the friend in the group text was saying how you go for the freaking big boobs to this girl, L, and all that stuff like that. And then, we need to go a game bang. We need to F her. And we're going to change the dynamic of the show, call it the annual ultimatum, something like that, whatever, all that stuff. Now, Killian, he said, that's messed up, that's like that. He didn't shut it down. The right thing to do for you to do, if you don't agree with them saying, is shut that hell shit down. But you didn't shut it down. You let them continue to talk, degrade Haley, act like y'all was gonna gangbang her. Anal bang her. Change the show. And you didn't shut it down. Now, all Ashley wanted to know, when Ashley found out, she said, that's messed up. And all she cared about, I just want to know if you didn't say nothing. I said, ain't nothing about when he said nothing or not. It's the fact that he participated in that conversation and he did not end it. So now I start looking at her and it's like, girl, you start making excuses for him now. You trying to find ways to not be upset with him off his freaking low vibrational freaking behavior that he was doing. That motherfucker was dead wrong what he said and engaged in that conversation with the friends. And I said the fact that friends would say so comfortable to say that about this girl, imagine what they were saying about you behind your back. And I believe Haley when he said if Haley wasn't so modest, he would have fucked her because how Ashley been or was acting. He would have had sex with Haley if she wasn't so modest. And then the whole thing was saying, oh, fuck that. Killian basically, like he was saying, he was trying to deny that he didn't say it, or they didn't say it like that. Oh, first he said he didn't remember. I don't remember saying it like that. So Haley said, why would I make this up? I mean, could she have made it up? Could she? But I don't think she would have made that up. I said, no, I think he believed he did say that. To the way how he was moving. He said he didn't remember. And then when they had that guys night out, they was questioning him, pushing him. He was trying to deny it, but then he said, oh, I would say those things, but I wouldn't have not said it in front of her face. I said, no, so you would say that. You would be the type of person who say that shit. So basically, you was saying it. You just remember because you blocked that out, that you told that girl that. Because you wouldn't have said that behind her back. But the fact you said it to her, you try to block it out like you didn't say it. So I was like, oh my gosh. So when he told Ashley, he said like basically he come in and she's so upset, and then she called talk to him and he said, now he said, oh, you flipping the words. So I said, Ashley, now don't do that. Now, what Blake could have said, he said, well, he basically said that he would have said those things, and he would say those things, but he wouldn't have said it in front of Ashley's face, Haley's face. He would have said it behind her back, but he said it in her face. So basically, it was kind of admitted that he realized he will talk like that. And Ashley would think that he would never be talking like that. I said, no, that guy talk like that because he was comfortable with that group chat. He talked like that. F out of here. So it was like there was a whole thing back and forth, and then Ashley, when she started finding herself, and then she started piping up, acting like she took good at it. I said, "Oh yeah, stand up for yourself, but you stand up for the wrong one." Now Blake, we will get into Blake in a minute because I don't know what's going on with Blake a little bit and how he moved, act like he did nothing wrong, and then they have a hard time understanding. But then again, Haley had some issues too. I was like, y'all all messing up. Like, what's going on? So that, and then when he tried to talk and try to explain it, you kind of talk in a way that you try to shun them and try to educate them like they don't know any better and you are better and you know what's up. And don't get me wrong, it may be some truth might be he might be saying. It's the way his delivery was coming across. He was coming across as condescending. But at the same time, Ashley, what he's saying to you was not that long either. It's probably his delivery. And now you just defending yourself. Now you want to take a stance and leaving him and all that stuff like that. And all that stuff. So, all that said and done. And then they got back to their regular marriages. And then Kenny and Ashley, they tried to do something, but they always had some issues going on there's always something going on with them. To the point that they end up getting engaged. All the couples that stayed, they all end up getting engaged. Now, Kenny and Ashley, they broke up. Blake and Haley, they broke up. When the reunion came, they was not together anymore. The only people who stayed together is David and that girl and Luke and the girl he was. They don't want to stay together. Everybody else was not together. And then, JG and Idris got back together after the reunion. So, Yeah. So when it comes to Haley and Blake thing, she said she's not gonna try to yell, something. She stayed yelling because he said he was taking her dates, but she said she didn't think that was thoughtful because she said flowers are thoughtful. But so he tried to calculate it because he's the type of person like you gotta explain it to the T to him for him to understand. So he said, if I get you flowers, will you consider that thoughtful? And when she said, that's not how I say, he said, well, I'll take your dates. That's not thoughtful. That's not thinking of you and everything. She said, well, yes, but that's not how I receive love. So I said, what do you receive love? How you receive love? So she listed all mostly the five love language, which most people, everybody in relationship like to have at least or five at some point in a relationship. Some dominate more than others, but yes, in some way, shape, or form, all five comes to play. Right? So she said, this, that, the acts of service, this is that. I said, and so when he's not getting it, she was getting upset. She said, I don't understand why you not getting it. And I said, this is he's the type of guy, he's very methodical. He needs to know exactly this and say, okay, it's that. So, but then he asked, what you like for fun? I said, yeah, I understand, Blake. I said, girl, you with this girl for a while now. You don't even know what her idea of fun is. What she like to do for fun? That's something one of the major things you should know already. So I was saying, nah, he's not playing. And then we come to find out they got engaged. No, they get engaged. They come to find out, I guess something happened, and I guess some hands got put on each other, or something domestic violence happened. I mean, I think she did personal charges, so I think he got released or stuff like that. But he went to jail for a little bit for some dispute between those two. And she did press charges. I guess something happened there. He got to let go, and then they didn't see from each other anymore. So I guess I got to stay away from each other or something like that. But I said, what happened? That you to the point that you got to put your hands on the girl. I said, we're not doing that. I don't like that. We ain't doing that. They talk about some scenario. I said, since we're not there, it's he say, she say. It was another thing. But I'm glad that they're not together anymore because I don't feel like y'all relationship was all that great together anyway. He needs somebody who's think like him, who's very methodical and stuff like that, act like analytical and try and dissect every little fucking thing, which is like a lot. It's not rocket science. But even though I would say, yeah, unless you're taking the dates just to shut her up and not as not thoughtful as she thinks it is, or what you think it is, but whatever. And then Ashley Killian, he ain't doing any better. She say that he's not gonna learn, he continue doing this and whatnot, and Ashley was upset about the manipulation word, and I said, Ashley, girl, because Blake and Haley were both saying a lot. It was being overused, but I feel like at some point you was using that as a tactic because when they had to do the switch over to the real couples. And they're trying to explain their behavior. I said, girl, Ashley, you was putting on some performance to make you sound like a victim. I said, girl, you was part of the game as well. Now, you're not a fault of all Killer's action because Killer's action. Killer's the fault of that. But how you were trying to how you were trying to negate what Hayden was going through or trying to because you talked to Killian and Killian said this and you trying to make excuses for him and stuff like that. That was all part of it. And then when they called out on how you put a part in your behavior in the relationships, you start putting in tears, you start putting this, you start doing that. I said, yeah, some of that could be manipulation. It's like, girl, that's that. But that was Ultimatum. It was okay. It was a good night. It was not a bad season. It's like that. Man, First Sight season is good so far. Like I said, I share my thoughts about that. Hopefully next season they don't cater to everybody. They let it be how it was. They're going to keep increasing, but also you're going to start losing people when you start doing way too much producing and not going back to what it was, how people loved the show when it came about. But like I said, any last thoughts about any one of these shows? Come back. So this coming Wednesday, I'm going to start vacation on Tuesday, but this coming Wednesday, I'll be traveling. Crazy, y'all. I'm going to be flying for the first time on Wednesday. I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to Florida with a group of people, with my friends, we all black. I ain't doing all that. You gonna be seeing me in the news. That happening. So with my group of friends and family members, and we're gonna be going to Florida, Orlando, theme park. Start staying and being together. And first time flying, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. And so when I come back the following week, Wednesday, everything, maybe the Thursday, Friday, or whatever it is, probably that Sunday on the what day is that? The 23rd, we will do the Mr. Social Corner when we'll talk about some of the other topics about women and bi man debate about the what else I said? Oh, about the skiggy decision about the do rags and bonnets in the school, about other things that came about. Y'all probably want to know my opinion about things, so I'll give you my opinions about that, and I would love to hear your opinions about those stuff kind of things. So yes, hope y'all enjoy. Hope y'all enjoyed this review. I know I'll be back. I know I haven't been doing a review for a while, but we're gonna get back in the Google program. When I get back on my trip, we're gonna get back in the Google program and things. Because again, downtime, some of it's fall time, people go back to school. It's not too much heavy programs, everything. So that, and also gonna do a blitz of the other reality TV shows that I want to talk about too, like RHOA, RHOI, Put a Ring on It, Hard Hustle Houston, Bell Collective, the other shows as well. So we'll do a blitz to talk about those TV shows, how I feel about them, what I thought about them, and that stuff like that. So those are 2 videos we will be coming back for my trip. We will talk about. Hopefully I enjoy. Y'all have a great Sunday. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through and keeping me company. Thank you, CM, as always. Thank you, Empress and Quesaware. Y'all always there. Y'all always around. I love it. And other people who watching my channel, liking the video, if y'all saw it and y'all replaying it and y'all want to make a comment, put in the comment section down below. I do read everybody's comments, and I like to comment that. Thank you, boo. I'll try to be safe. Yes, thank you, boo. And I wish y'all all well. And I'll see y'all when I come back. And that's that. But I'm on Discord. Y'all can hit me on Discord and everything, on DM me on Instagram or Twitter. And we're there. I share pictures and everything. So we got chat and everything. So thank you. I appreciate you. I love y'all. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Relax if you can. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.